Hey guys, so today we have a bit of a different video that I thought could be an interesting topic for you guys to watch. Basically, I'm going to go over which Fiat-Chrysler Zombie Cars are still selling as of 2019 and 2020. A zombie car refers to dead cars, or cars that have been discontinued in the past, but they still get some sales here and there after they are cancelled. Usually by the end of their life, these cars weren't too successful and there's pretty much a fire sale to get rid of them, so some customers still buy them years later since the price becomes very discounted, usually a minimum of 15 to 20% at least off of the last sticker price. So normally we would stop seeing sales about 1 or 2 years after the car is discontinued, but that's not the case for the cars on the list today, as they were still selling brand new in 2019 and 2020. For each one, I'll also briefly look at the life of the car, some specs, the sales, and then why they were cancelled. I also encourage you to check out my history, major flaws, and why it got cancelled series, as I have done an episode for most of these vehicles, and those go really in depth on the specs and cancellation of the cars. So we start off with the Dodge Avenger sedan. The Avenger was actually introduced as a two-door coupe in North America in 1994 for the 1995 model year and was built until 2000. This was a joint venture between Chrysler Corporation and Mitsubishi Motors, but that version doesn't really resemble the new Avenger, as the nameplate would return for the 2008 to 2014 model years. For the most part, there were mainly 4 models available: SE, SXT, RT, and RT all-wheel drive. Prices started as low as $18,345 for a bare bones base model, and they rose up to around $26,000 for the top model RT all-wheel drive. The second time around, the car had aggressive Dodge styling, innovative interior features, very high safety testing scores, solid performance, and good fuel economy too. On the outside, the Avenger looked a little bit like its bigger Charger brother, with similar body lines and the signature Dodge crosshair grille in chrome and aggressive headlights up front, giving it a pretty sinister appearance. The interior was basic and full of cheap plastics, but this was also very functional with a ton of awesome features, like the chill zone storage compartment which kept your drinks and food cold. The Avenger would get a refresh both on the exterior and interior after 2010. Several engines were available, like a 2.4 liter World engine and 3.5 liter V6, and later on the 283 horsepower 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 for the 2011 and up models. In early 2014, Chrysler announced that the Dodge Avenger would be cancelled alongside the Chrysler 200 convertible after the 2014 model year. As I mentioned, I've made entire videos talking about why each of these cars were cancelled, but for the Avenger, my 3 reasons were shown on screen. When they announced the end of production, there were about 42,000 units remaining. This was down to about 1,000 within a year, as most were sold off in 2014 and 2015. 2015, FCA reported 75 units of inventory left, and that was apparently down to 0 by early 2016. However, we see this zombie Avenger live on with 3 new sales in 2016, 12 in 2017, 4 in 2018, and another 1 in May of 2019. And the inventory keeps changing in the documents of the company, as FCA now says there's 10 more brand new Avengers in their inventory, but they reported they had 0 left in early 2016. So someone continues to get their hands on the brand new Avenger over 5 years after the cancellation, which is really interesting. The Dodge Dart was the brand's first compact sedan since 2005, and it ended up being offered for just 4 model years from 2013 to 2016. This car promised American design, comfort, and technology, with Italian flair, sportiness, and good fuel economy. The platform is based on the award-winning Alfa Romeo Giulietta, and the Dart would come in 5 trim levels: SE, SXT, Limited, Aero, and GT. Starting prices are reasonable, $15,995 for the base level SE, and that moved up to over $22,495. The Dart also had some good style with a dynamic body and hood lines, and curves from many different angles, and it was designed for smooth airflow and aerodynamics. Moving inside, the Dart looked pretty good and had some nice features. One of the most noticeable things was what Dodge called the floating island center bezel, which made the cluster display and touchscreen stand out, and the optional 8.4-inch touchscreen was the best in its class. Moving on to the performance, the Dart had 3 engine and transmission choices, with the most powerful being the Tiger Shark 2.4 liter multi-air with 184 horsepower and 171 pound-feet of torque. Overall, 0 to 60 could be had in roughly 7.8 to 8.8 seconds if you got a higher end model. Nevertheless, on January 27 of 2016, FCA announced that the Dodge Dart production would be cancelled with no new model for 2017. When I analyzed this cancellation, I found many things Dodge did wrong that caused the demise of the Dart. As for the zombie car, the Dart sold most of the remaining inventory in 2017 with 10,082 sales, but curiously the sales trickled into 2018 with 389, another 15 for 2019, and it's still selling now, with 3 in March of 2020 and another 2 in June of 2020. So that means just a few months ago, a few customers got their hands on a brand new Dart off the lot. Now we move on to the Dodge Viper, which was a popular two-seater sports car that pretty much everyone knew about, but not that many people actually purchased. It did sell 27,605 times and counting so far since 1992, but based off the name of the Viper, you would expect that number to be higher. There were 5 generations, 1991 to 1995, 1996 to 2000, 2003 to 2007, 2008 to 2010, and 2013 to 2017. By the 5th generation, the Viper had an all-aluminum V10 engine rated at 640 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 6-speed manual transmission. The maximum speed of 208 miles per hour and the ability to hit 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds helped the Viper ACR to set 13 lap records to this day. This was Dodge's marquee vehicle for years, with prices for the latest 2017 Dodge Viper starting at $99,800 and topping out at almost $200,000, with the average list price sitting at $142,700. There are various special editions that could be had as well, ranging from the TA to the GTC to the ACRX. Unfortunately, after the 2017 model year, the Viper was gone again, just like 2010, with no return in sight. Dodge has appeared to cannibalize their snake, as the Charger and Challenger Hellcats now produce more power and equivalent performance in a straight line at a far cheaper cost. Dodge cleared out 585 Vipers in 2017, but they still sold 19 in 2018 and another 5 in 2019, making the Viper somewhat of a zombie as the last few stragglers continue to be sold. The 200 began its first generation as a Chrysler Sebring, just restyled and re-engineered with changes to the body and powertrain. The newer Gen 2015 200 model will debut in January 2014 at the North American International Auto Show, and they started out with 4 models, the LX, Limited, S, and C, from $21,700 to $26,000. The C would add more premium options like Nappa leather seats, dual-zone automatic temperature control, footwell lamps, 4-wheel independent suspension, and optional dual panoramic sunroof. This new 200 had an elegant coupe-shaped body style with a smaller front fascia with the Chrysler winged badge, a black rear diffuser, and 2 exhaust openings mounted in the fascia. The interior has some high-quality materials that are used in some of the higher trims, like available open-pore wood trim, vinyl-wrapped instrument panel and armrests, and the available Nappa leather seats that were power-adjustable, memory-capable, and heated and ventilated. The cabin was built to be quiet, with reduced noise, vibration, and harshness. As for the performance, there was either the 2.4-liter Tiger Shark or 3.6-liter Pentastar, which got a bit of a power boost to 295 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, and that horsepower was the best in its class. Both engines were paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, which also made the 200 the world's first midsize sedan to offer a 9-speed. Unfortunately, in mid-2016, Sergio Marchionne announced that FCA would be ditching their midsize sedan efforts and getting out of the segment, dropping both the 200 and the Dart. So the last 200 was produced on December 2nd, 2016 at the Sterling Heights Assembly, and there were enough 2017 models produced to sell for roughly 4 months. That was supposed to be around 20,000 units, but Chrysler only sold 18,457 in 2017, leaving room for extras. Another 1,043 went in 2018, 48 more in 2019, and then we have another 3 sold so far this year in March. So there are still new 300s out there that are being snatched up a few years after the car was cancelled. The Chrysler Town & Country was a minivan that was introduced in 1989 for the 1990 model year, and it would last 5 generations and 26 model years all the way until 2016. By the end of its life, the Town & Country had an aging platform, but was one of the most luxurious minivans on the market, offering the LX, Touring, Touring L, S, Limited, and Limited Platinum. Prices started at $29,995 and rose to over $40,000, making those higher-end models the only premium-level minivans in the US. Of course, the TNC was mechanically similar to the Grand Caravan, but the better features would justify the higher price points. The exterior had the typical minivan body style, but with the Chrysler chrome grille. Inside, the Platinum models had everything standard, like Nappa leather seats, 17-inch wheels, 9 speakers, a leather and wood steering wheel, HID headlights, and power-adjustable pedals. The only drivetrain for these minivans was a 283 horsepower 3.6-liter V6 engine, paired with a 6-speed automatic and front-wheel drive. As I mentioned, after 2016, the 2017 models were replaced by the 2017 model year Pacifica, in an attempt to get rid of that obsolete platform and the chassis of the Town & Country. The TNC always sold well right until the last year, and once it was cancelled, Chrysler squeezed out another 577 sales in 2017. 6 more in 2018, 4 more in 2019, and after that we haven't seen another sale yet. So there might still be a few more of these brand new minivans hidden around somewhere. Finally, we'll end this zombie video with Jeep Patriot, a 5-door compact crossover SUV, first debuting at the 2006 New York Auto Show. The first-gen Patriot shared the GS platform with the Jeep Compass and Dodge Caliber, but the Patriot offered an exclusive 4-wheel drive system. It was more of a budget option from Jeep, having 3 trim levels for most of its life: Sport, Latitude, and Limited. So a base 4x2 Sport began at just $16,895, but that price could jump up to almost $27,000 for a 4x4 Limited version. The Patriot certainly looks like a Jeep, with traditional styling cues like the round headlights, 7-slot grille, boxy body shape, upright windshield, and upright rear hatch. There was a 2011 facelift where the exterior and interior received a few minor changes and upgrades. The inside is functional and roomy, with a simple dashboard and instrument cluster and a commanding view of the road or trail. While the Patriot may not be as capable off-road as something like a Wrangler, it did have a trail-rated Freedom Drive 2 package, which added 1 inch to the ground clearance for a total of 9.1 inches, allowing a 29-degree approach angle, a nearly 34-degree departure angle, a 23.7-degree breakover angle, and allowing the Patriot to ford 19 inches of water. As for the engine, the most powerful was the 2.4-liter engine with 172 horsepower and 165 pound-feet of torque. Despite still selling very well, production of the Patriot was discontinued in December of 2016 after 11 model years, and that was replaced by the second-generation Compass. Jeep has still managed to sell over 40,000 units in 2017, another 621 for 2018, 27 more for 2019, and this thing is still going, selling another brand new version in March of 2020. So just like the other vehicles on this list, the Patriot lives on as a zombie. So that's the end of this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed going through these cancelled zombie cars, as I've said. Did you ever own one of these vehicles? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe for all your Mopar content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.